Hello, and welcome to this webinar about capacity, residency, and family disputes. My name is Gareth Ledsham. I'm a partner at Russell Cook, where I specialise in mental capacity law, and my focus is on court of protection litigation. We often hear a lot in the press about financial abuse cases, but not so often spoke about are cases about where someone should live. However, I've noticed in my practice that it is very much a current issue. The quote on the slide is something that my father-in-law says whenever there is a suggestion that he might one day need to go into a care home. It's said in jest, but it does give rise to some very serious considerations. One of the questions we'll be looking at today is how realistic it is for someone to stay in their home and how it works out in practice, as well as what to do if agreement can't be reached about what's for the best. So where do these sorts of situations arise? The obvious one that most people will think about is the elderly or somebody living with dementia. They might be struggling at home or neglecting themselves. But it's not just the elderly where this needs to be considered. It could be others too. There may be someone, for example, who's had a stroke or who may have suffered from a brain injury. It may be that somebody has a severe learning disability. This gives rise to all sorts of questions about what's in that person's best interests and how they can preserve their agency but still have the necessary support. Issues also arise because people have their own ideas, and often very fixed ideas, about what is best for someone. Where a loved one is involved, emotions can run high, and that can cloud objectivity. Sometimes we see sibling rivalries fought out or played out through the lens of a parent's care needs. Also, people have very different value and belief systems, for example, about the role of the family in providing care, which can give rise to tensions, for example, with professionals. In my experience, where someone lacks capacity or isn't able to speak for themselves, then people can also project their own views onto them. These are all things we need to be very mindful of when dealing with these issues. Today's webinar is billed as a bite-sized guide, and so what we're going to do is have a whistle-stop tour through the law in this area and also look at how to avoid disputes and also to deal with them if they can't be avoided. This is a huge topic and I could speak about it for many, many hours. However, in the half an hour or so that I've got, I hope that I'll be able to give you at least a starting point and an introduction so that practitioners who deal with these issues know where to start.